what you want, always best for society. Find out today on this direct flight to Chicago history.
When you fly to Chicago now, you usually fly into two main airports, Chicago Midway International Airport and Chicago O'Hare International Airport. If we take you back to the 1900s, then you might have arrived or departed at one other airport, and that would be Meigs Field, Chicago, Illinois. Hello, I'm your pilot, Jack Springer.
Hello, I'm your flight attendant, Simon Perulis.
And this is Meigs Field.
Meigs Field by Jack Springer and Simon Perulis.
Field is located on what is now called Northerly Island, located just east of Soldier Field. However, this land was man-made and was originally not going to be used for an airport. It was used in the 1933 Chicago World's Fair, the Century of Progress, which was Chicago's second World's Fair. The first one was 1893, which was located in what we now call Jackson Park, or where the Chicago Science and Industry Museum is now located.
During the World's Fair, you needed to use a bridge to get to the man-made peninsula. At the time, Northerly Island was a literal island. After the World's Fair 6-month span was over, Chicago tore down the bridge connecting mainland Chicago to the island. They made a causeway connecting the island to Burnham Park, and that is the size of the island that you will see today. After they did all the destruction and building, they made the peninsula into a park, adding trees and grass.
Throughout the 1930s and 40s, many paths and features were added containing the 12th Street Beach and a parking lot. In 1946, the Chicago Park District opened a very small airport on the island, known as Meigs Field, and was built with the Exposition Authority Act. The city of Chicago gave Meigs Field a 50-year contract to have the airport there until 1996. Meigs Field was a very small airport with only one runway and taxiway. At that time, the airport was only used for the Park District.
Meigs Field became very popular when the air traffic control tower was built and Meigs Field was open to the public. For the airport to be a national airport, it needed to exceed the requirements. The runway needed to exceed 2,800 feet long. They started construction and the FAA approved the plan. The FAA stands for the Federal Aviation Administration. In 1941, the U.S. Army put a station at Meigs Field. Steel companies wanted access to the airport for easy steel imports to Chicago. Meigs Field became an official airport and was granted the code for the airport CGX. For example, if you were flying from Orlando to Meigs Field, it would say ORL to CGX.
On July 1st, 1950, no planes took off or landed on Meigs Field, mainly because they couldn't. The runway had many fine automobiles on it, with over 6,000 people enjoying them. A main convention was going on, and on a hot summer day, Meigs Field would be the perfect place. The total cost for Meigs Field to be a running airport was $1.4 million. The federal government paid for half of that, and the other half was paid for by Chicago. Getting hungry yet? You're in for more.
After a while, the citizens of Chicago started to dislike the idea of an airport next to the city. The mayor of Chicago, Richard M. Daley, also disliked the idea, yet he proposed to have the airport converted into a park and have it named after his wife, Margaret. Meigs Field said, why not name the airport after your wife? Mayor Daley bid for the property day after day, month after month, to get rid of the airport.
The owners of Meigs Field declined it every single time. They also were very stubborn about not giving up their property. At this point, Mayor Daley had one option: to tear it down.
And that is exactly what Richard M. Daley did. At 1:30 in the morning on March 30th, 2003, he took bulldozers, and he did something that has never happened before. Instead of making primary X's on the runway like he should have done, he took bulldozers and dug 2-foot trenches on the runway ground. And that is,
of course, there was consequences. The city of Chicago was fined a total of $22,000 by the FAA for inconveniently closing Meigs. The planes had no takeoff using the taxiway, meaning they had to take off where the planes park, and that did not go so well. People asked the AOPA president, and he said, "We are absolutely shocked and dismayed. Mayor Daley has no honor and his word has no value. The sneaky way he did this shows that he knows it was wrong.